People are different. Look at, the diversity around you. You have tall people, short people, you have, dark skin, you have lighter skin. And it's only fair to imagine that from a cognitive perspective, we're all different as well.
Accessible education, quality education, what it does is it gives you a future. It gives you building blocks for a country.
Just the creation of BGA in Namibia, that's the biggest impact.
Their dreams were limited because of where we are in the world, and now they realize, the world is open to them.
Creation of BGA here in Spain is definitely, the biggest step. The possibilities are so wide in comparison to that of a traditional model.
Countries, communities that adapt this the quickest and understand that we need a new model are going to benefit amazingly. We're actually dealing with the most important resource that we have, which is young people. They are the people that are going to look after the countries that we're building.
I can only talk about Kenya. 5 kids right now coming to the hub. They're not the same people they were last year. And I think BGA has had a really good sort of impact on their way of thinking, on the way they relate to others, and also coming up with new ideas, thinking outside the box.
What we are delivering by ingraining this in our very, unique learning model is those meta skills of learning how to learn.
What I see here in the US is a big polarization, and kids really struggling with mental health. And I see BGA as a huge help or support in that aspect.
I can completely agree in terms of mental health and the way that the learners are approaching to do things. I think that, we have a lot of artists in our hub personally, and the way that they've just come up with ideas and business ideas as well, it's just so inspirational. And this they were not able to do at the beginning when they first joined BGA.
And I feel for most of my kids, they're in that category. Most of them have been struggling academically because they didn't have a great support system in the institutions.
We need a more cohesive society. We need people from different socioeconomic classes mixed. And we do need to have the safety net that we need good quality public education. So the way we see it with BGA is we need to start plugging into public and help public to go to the next step. By doing that, we can become free because our model's already costing half of what the state pays to put a learner through it.
We are priced lower than most private schools in Namibia. We have a fee structure, but we also accessible to everybody in a sense that if your child wants to join BGA but can't afford the fees, we also have alternative methods to support the child in that sense.
The learners that we have in South Africa, having the opportunity to do A-levels and being able to open hubs that are closer to these areas, I think increases the accessibility of this quality education for a lot of learners around the country.
Across every region where we are, BGA tends to be cheaper than the local traditional private schools or international schools. The same happens in the US.
What BGA is doing now with this accessibility is that we're able to give bespoke education. We're able to give you this education that looks at your child and says, this is what could work for him. And let him try it. If it's not perfect, we'll even adjust it further.
Being in contact with the other countries around the world, you start to see the technologies, start to see what's available to other learners. And we feel like just because they are sharing their lives over the screens that they don't have such a deep connection. But actually, these are connections that can take them very far in life. And one day when they are finished school, they'll be able to, meet up somewhere else around the world and have those instant connections, which I think is amazing.